examined the impact of the events of August 1969, and tonight we focus on what has become one of the permanent legacies of the Troubles. Belfast's modern peace lines first went up 40 years ago. Our reporter Natasha Saei has been asking some residents along the interface if they see the walls ever coming down.
6-year-old Dylan plays in his garden in the Glenbryn estate in North Belfast. 3-year-old Katie is playing too, just yards away. They're neighbours, but it's unlikely that they'll meet anytime soon. Their streets separated by fences of steel, brick and wire. Dylan's dad remembers what it was like when they first moved here.
We were getting paint bombed, that kind of thing. Likes of cricket balls, snooker balls flew over, paint bombs flew over. I would say it's like living in no man's land kind of thing. The people on both sides, I don't think have got, what would be the word for it, I've got time for each other yet.
There's been trouble in this area for years, most recently last month when youths in Ardoyne attacked Orange bandsmen, and that spiralled into days of rioting. 8 years ago, it was the Holy Cross dispute which made the headlines around the world. This is Katie's mum, aged 9, escorted to school by her grandmother. Today she wants the walls to come down.
Take a look around here. You know, a wee statue of Our Lady, and look at the rest, it's grotesque. You don't want it. Like people want their grandchildren to come up with nice things and surrounding areas nice, not this. This is all part of the past, not part of the future.
So do the walls have a psychological impact on those living with them?
I suspect there isn't a great psychological impact in that this is something that's always been there and you just get used to it. A long time ago, a colleague coined the phrase for all children in Northern Ireland, abnormality has become normality. Doesn't apply so much to all children now, but it still would apply to children living close to so-called peace walls.
So when did the peace lines start to become a normality? This is Ardoyne in 1969. Burnt-out buses block the streets as residents mark their territory, keeping the other side out.
Can you tell me, why have you put up this barricade?
We put it up in a protest against the Falls Road blockade, and when they come down, we're going to take ours down.
But this is not a rather strange way to try and get them to put theirs down?
No, well, we had ours up and we took them down 2 weeks ago, and the Catholics didn't take ours down. So we reckon we'd put one up again.
Well, how long do you intend to keep this one up?
Till theirs come down.
Well, the peace barrier is really a line which has got to be cited very carefully, according to what the city authorities want in relation to the two communities, mainly between the Shankill and the Falls Road area.
Can you tell us physically what form it will take?
It will be a very, very temporary affair with mainly barbed wire. People talk about permanent great Berlin walls. That's absolute nonsense.
Today, we know differently. These temporary structures became higher, stronger, longer and permanent.
The whole point of them was that they were supposed to be temporary constructs, and that whenever there was a more settled situation that you would have a removal of walls. They basically were built in the first period of the conflict around the idea of controlling the violence within communities and between communities, and trying to stop mobility between paramilitary groups, and therefore it gave the upper hand to the British Army in particular.
But even with the walls here, July saw some of the worst rioting for years. The majority of those involved were teenagers, and there's some who believe the peace lines are partly responsible.
For me, it's oxymoronic to call them peace lines. They don't create peace. They are often the target for attack from either side of the community. They're a target for antisocial behaviour. Young people congregate at them. There's no benefit to the community whatsoever. What we need to be doing is involving ourselves in a dialogue process with ourselves within this community and our neighbours on the other side of the interface, and to talk about how we remove them.
But is this likely? Walls divided the city since the 1850s, and the irony is that that number has trebled since the paramilitary ceasefires.
They have major impacts that are not just controlling security, they have major impacts in terms of people's lives, the assembly of people's ideas that the people on the other side are a bogeyman, that they're not to be trusted, etc. So they quite clearly are still a sign of the failure of the society to live with itself.
What's the future then for interfaces like this? Some experts argue neutral spaces are the answer, allowing people to get used to the idea of living without walls. Others say talking out the past is the way ahead.
So in a decade, will we be looking at 50 years of the peace lines? Well, the government says that depends entirely upon the people who live with them. Natasha Saeed, BBC Newsline, Belfast.
Tomorrow evening's concluding part of the special series will bring events full circle by probing community relations today in Londonderry. More from Donna at Belfast.